Good evening and welcome back to Let's Play the Blackwell Convergence. When we left off last time, we were able to help Frank's ghost moved on, so Frank Lyons no longer stuck filming the same scene over and over. He has moved on, hooray. But then the Countess showed up, which I totally don't understand, and neither does Joey. Both of us were baffled. She's looking like a ghost, but she's not a ghost. There was no ghost. We saw her die and there wasn't a ghost. So what is she now? What's going on? And we still have questions about Joe Gould, the whole Joe Gould fund. We don't know why Frank was acting almost like he was possessed. Can a ghost be possessed? I don't know. We got a lot going on. So we're going to try heading off to the park gallery. We can at least look at that picture. Oh, yep. And we can no longer visit where Frank's ghost was. Makes sense. Let's take a look at that painting.
There, it's her. I knew it.
So why is he
Look
painting
at that
her?
And tell me this isn't a coincidence. Stupid old hag. We'll find you. Just see if we don't.
So, what's her connection to this lighthouse?
Definitely looks like the woman from the other night, but she looks sad. It's just a lighthouse. I wonder which one.
We'll have to ask the artist.
I'd better not touch it. Josie would get mad.
All right. Well, let's talk to Josie.
Hi, Josie. Can I talk to you for a bit more?
I'm kinda swamped, but okay.
I really need to get in touch with your artist.
I'd like to know more about that painting there.
Oh, the Dark Lady.
The Dark Lady.
It's different than his other paintings. I'm worried the investors won't like it, but Claude insists. What do you want to know?
It is pretty different, isn't it? Everything else is all kind of abstract and stuff, but not so
What
much
can you
that
tell me about the Dark Lady?
Well, it's different, isn't it? Claude's work is mostly abstract, but this is actually of a specific subject.
Did Claude ever say why?
No, but she's definitely striking.
She strikes all right. I still got the scars.
Claude gets weird when I ask who she is, or why he put her in front of the Roosevelt Island Lighthouse.
Ah.
I figure it's just one of those eccentric artist things.
The Roosevelt Island Lighthouse, huh?
We'll need to check it out.
It's been a while since I've been over there.
Could the Countess and the lighthouse be connected? I mean, it seems likely. Alright, where is Claude anyhow?
Where can I find Claude?
Knowing him, he's probably preparing for tonight.
Preparing?
You know, glug glug.
Huh?
He's hitting the sauce.
Ah. You mentioned something about investors.
Oh yes, the Meltzer Foundation. They paid for everything. The renovation, the lights, everything. I've got to pay them back eventually, of course, but still.
Josie told us about a company that invested a lot of money in her gallery. I mean, it's a clue. I'm not really sure at this point how that ties into anything else, but obviously it does some way or another. Well, let's ask her more
Can
about
you
him.
tell me anything about the Meltzer Foundation?
Oh, those guys are a godsend. Without them, I never would have been able to open this place. I presented them with my plan for the gallery, and poof, they wrote me a check.
That's pretty generous.
Yeah.
I never thought I was venture capital material, but go figure. I'll have to pay them back, of course, and give them a percentage of our income, but look around. It's my life's dream realized.
It is a nice gallery. Okay, anything
Is there
else?
anything else you can tell me about the Meltzer Foundation?
Nope. But if you're looking to start a small business, I can put in a good word for you.
Well, thanks, Josie.
Have you ever heard of Joe Gould or the Joe Gould Fund?
No, sorry.
Alright, I didn't really think so. What does she know about Frank Lyons being choked?
Do you know anything about Frank Lyons' death?
Spooky, isn't it? Imagine someone just dying of a heart attack right in front of you. Poor Monique must have been traumatized.
Yeah, traumatized all the way to the bank.
It wasn't a heart attack, though. The Countess killed him. Okay, I think that's enough here.
Thanks, Josie. I'd better get going.
Sure, Angela. I'll see you at the opening tonight.
Sure thing. Alright, let's talk to Monique about his death. I don't think she's really going to have anything new to contribute about it. I don't think she was lying. She just doesn't realize that. It looked to her like a heart attack, I'm
Come in.
thinking, because she couldn't see the ghost of the Countess strangling him.
Oh, hello. Again?
You're not gonna like this, Monique. So...
I'd like to know the truth about Frank's death.
What do you mean? I told you everything I know.
Not everything. He didn't have a heart attack, did he?
Oh, I love seeing sweat on a pretty girl's brow.
Oh, Joey.
Look, I gave my statement. I don't see why I should tell you anything.
Because I'm trying to help.
Monique, I'm a writer. We like to exaggerate the truth sometimes.
Yes, what are you getting at?
Let's say I wanted to embellish Frank's story. That instead of dying of a heart attack, he may be choked to death under mysterious circumstances.
Oh, she doesn't
Rosangela,
like that.
Frank died of a heart attack. He didn't choke to death.
Are you sure?
Positive. If he mysteriously choked to death, and the press got wind of it, the scandal would ruin this company. It's much easier to tell the press that he died of a heart attack. He had no close family, he had no close friends to speak of. Nobody loses. I trust we understand each other, and I won't have to call my lawyer.
Leave it, kid. We don't want a legal battle.
No, we don't.
I have all the information I need.
But it is rather unpleasant of her to take it in that direction. I wasn't trying to sue her or anything. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of things and help. Or not sue her. I'm not trying to ruin her company. She could have just said it would ruin the company, everything's okay, blah, 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 and I'd have been like, all right. Instead, she's got to bring in the threat of lawyers. What does she know about Meltzer?
What do you know about the Meltzer Foundation?
Since
Why?
we're here.
Are you looking for a loan?
Maybe. You deal with them?
They invested in our last film.
Oh.
Water Under the Bridge?
That's the one.
I assume they got their money back since the film was such a success.
Not that it's any of your business, but yes, they did.
Now that's interesting. So Joe Gould wanted to write a book, but didn't. It never was finished. And Frank Lyons died at the end of his last scene. This company invested in these guys, and they've also invested in our artist. Is this going to be his last picture? Is the Countess going to target him next? Is she related to the Meltzer Foundation somehow? There's a connection.
Have you ever heard of Joe Gould or the Joe Gould Fund?
Sorry, no.
Alright, that's enough bugging her. Well, anything else to say?
Anything else you can tell me about the Meltzer Foundation?
Any deal between Meltzer and CubeStar is private information. If you want to learn more about them, look them up. They're on the internet.
Thanks for the chat, Monique.
Sure.
Well, we should really head over to Roosevelt Island, but I think first we're going to take a look and see what we can find about the Meltzer Foundation on our computer. Because I'm really curious now. Found them. Find anything online these days. They are located in the financial district. Well, there's their address. That's all we've got about them, but really that's all we need. Okay, so a couple new places to hit up.
You coming?
It's about time. Let's scram.
Let's do. Alright, first things first, Roosevelt Island. There's that
Here we are.
lighthouse.
I don't see any ghosts. You sense anything?
Nope, seems clean to me.
Really? You sure?
I said there's nothing here. Well, no ghosts anyway.
But there's something, eh?
I read a book about this place years ago.
Yeah?
Nobody uses this lighthouse anymore. It's just a historic monument. I read a book of nobody...
Okay, left and right click give us the same thing. I think that's all she's got. Thoughts, Joey?
It's a lighthouse. Don't know who it's for. It's not like any ships come through here.
Not now,
It's a
but perhaps
lighthouse.
once. Well, there's gotta be something else here.
Let's chat a second.
What is it?
Do you hear sex music? No, I don't hear anything besides the rain. Must be my imagination. What happened to my audio? Sex music. What, like Isaac Brown?
Meltzer seems like a legit outfit, but something shady is going on there.
How can you tell?
Haven't you noticed? All the threads lead there. We just gotta keep following them and see where they lead.
What's your thoughts on the Joe
This
Gould?
Joe Gould sounds like a loser. Wandering around, begging for drinks, writing a so-called novel.
He was a bohemian, Joey. That's what they did.
Who knew you could become famous just for being a bum?
I think he's interesting.
You think documentaries about squirrels are interesting?
Well, they are.
I could see a documentary about squirrels possibly being interesting.
Entering the Minetta was like stepping back in time. I wonder how old that place is.
So who is Frank Lyons anyway? I'm afraid I'm not up to
He's a movie actor.
big
Not really. I don't think he would.
fame after lucky guy.
Okay, nothing to say about the choking.
You know, I think that Monique lady is pretty suspicious.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes, we should get back to her office and examine her very closely.
Joey.
Examine her, huh?
Or better yet, you stay out in the hall. I'll go in and poke around.
I don't think so.
No.
That gallery won't forget you in a hurry.
Don't remind me.
What got into you?
I just felt they all seemed...
Don't
Okay,
envy.
and we saw that before.
Well,
Alright,
if-
Yeah.
maybe this is a place that will become more significant down the road. Or I may be missing something right now, but let's try the Meltzer Foundation.
Yes.
Hi, is this the Meltzer Foundation?
Yes.
Oh, good. I was hoping to ask you a few questions.
Paul, this one's for you.
Why is this guy so testy?
Oh, sure thing. Come on over and step into my office.
Alright.
So, I'm Paul Meltzer, and my silent partner over there is my brother, Charlie.
Rosangela Blackwell.
A pleasure. So, what can we do for you?
I was hoping to talk to you about what you do here.
Really? Well, well, well. We're moving up in the world, Charlie.
Uh-huh.
So, Rosangela, you with a newspaper?
I was
I'm
once.
sort of freelance.
Struggling, eh? Well, that's what the Meltzer Foundation is all about. Isn't that right, Charlie?
Uh-huh.
Well, ask away.
Alright, what do you do here?
I was wondering what you do here.
You know, I wonder that myself. Hey, Charlie, what do we do here?
We give away money, Paul.
That's right, we're into private investments. We grant risk-free capital to struggling businesses.
He keeps trying to include Charlie has no interest in being in this conversation, Paul.
You really just give away money?
No, not exactly.
It's about giving money away wisely.
Investment.
You heard the man. If you want the lowdown on what we do, just ask.
Well, that's what I'm asking. Alright. So, you helped the art gallery.
Josie Park told me that you invested in her gallery.
You know Josie. How's she doing?
She's very excited.
She's fine, I guess.
We're both rooting for her, right, Charlie?
Sure.
Alright. Anything else
Josie
about
Park
that?
told me that
You know
Nope.
she's fine.
We're both rooting.
Sure.
Okay. What about Monique?
Monique told me that you invested in Cube Star Films.
Monique, oh yes, she's the executive producer, isn't she?
Yep.
Yes.
She's doing a great job. That place is earning money hand over fist.
Anything else about
Monique
that?
told me that
Monique.
Yes.
She's doing.
Okay. We'll save the Frank Lyons question, because that's kind of a loaded one, and he might get upset at us when we start digging into that.
Have you ever been to a bar called the Minetta?
No, sorry.
Do you know anything about Joe Gould?
Have you ever heard of Joe Gould or the Joe Gould Fund?
No, sorry.
Alright.
Tell me more about the foundation.
Let's say you have a brilliant idea for a business, but you've made some mistakes in the past. You've got bad credit or were in debt for a long time. No reputable bank in the country would give you a loan. Or if they did, they'd charge you a fortune in interest. But not us. We believe in a second chance. We'll loan you the money to kickstart your business in return for a share of the profits. If your business takes off, wonderful, we both win. If not, we're the one who pays for it.
Okay. Anything else?
Your foundation is pretty generous.
Well, we don't give money to just anybody. Charlie over there is in charge of separating the wheat from the chaff. When someone comes to us with their hand out, Charlie does his research and makes sure that they are worth the risk. You wouldn't believe some of the bums we get in here.
Anything else you can tell me about the foundation?
I've given you the basic idea. There's nothing else really to tell you.
All right. What about Frank Lyons?
Do you know anything about Frank Lyons, the actor?
Of course. Can you believe it? A heart attack at his age. He looked healthy. Of course, who knows what kind of drugs those actors take?
That's all you got to say?
Do you know anything about...
Of course, he looked healthy.
Well. That was less useful than I was hoping. Oh, hey.
CubeStar Films became successful after Frank Lyons died.
Did they? I suppose they did.
That benefits you too, doesn't it?
Oh, I see where this is going. What do you expect us to do? Give back the money? We're a private foundation. Money has to come in order for money to go out.
I mean, he's got a point. I think this is what we need to say, but I kind of disagree with it here. I mean, unless we have reason to think that he orchestrated Frank Lyons' death. Otherwise, it was an unfortunate accident or incident, whatever. And yeah, it really sucks. And yeah, the guy died. But like he's saying, what else are we supposed to do? We're just going to give away the money just because we feel bad? It doesn't make sense. There's no obligation to do that, you know?
Someone died. Doesn't that bother you?
Sure, it bothers me. Death is a horrible thing. But I don't see what it has to do with us.
I mean, he's right. I guess we'll just leave him.
Well, thanks for talking to me. I might be back later.
Sure thing. Here, take my card. If you have any questions, just email.
Oh, so you're on B-mail too.
Isn't everybody?
Oh, and we can't just look at anything in this office, eh? All right.
God, did you see that chick walk? She waddles like a...
Hey!
Our reporter friend. She's kinda your type.
What do you mean?
Yeesh, Charlie. Come up for air. She walked right past your desk.
I didn't see any duck.
Never mind.
Yeah, we're gonna stay and eavesdrop.
Stay put, kid. I'm gonna snoop around.
Excellent. Waddles like a
It
duck.
sounds
Whoops.
thrilling.
Hey, when are we going to get a real company email address?
What's wrong with the one we've got?
Oh, come on. B-mail? Who's going to take us seriously when we only got a B-mail account?
It does the job.
At least we have a real internet connection, although I don't trust this wireless crap.
So, what was the first thing you said that I clicked
He's
right
reading
by?
a book called Best Accountant Practices, 4th edition.
Wow.
Sounds thrilling.
Hey, Charlie.
Of course it's safe.
Oh, he's saying
I
something
just read
different.
online that they can give you cancer.
It won't give you cancer, Paul.
Then maybe you should sit next to it.
Give it a rest, Paul.
All right. Anything else?
He's reading a book called Best Sounds Thrilling.
I can't stand this B-mail account.
What's the problem now?
I'm getting all sorts of spam. I got 3 from this Tomo person. Who the heck is Tomo?
Just delete them, Paul.
Is that battery parked down there? Man, it's changed a ton since my day.
Doesn't it bother you that anybody with B-mail software can log into our email?
Only if they have your password, Paul.
What's the
Just
password?
don't tell anybody, and you'll be fine.
Is that battery... These things are way beyond me.
Hey, when are we going to get a real company email address?
What's wrong with the one we've got?
Oh, come on.
Okay,
It
we
does the
heard
job.
this.
At least we have a...
So,
Does it want a hug?
no, you need to. Okay, actually, we need to get over
Hey,
to
Charlie,
the brother.
is this why...
Of course it's...
I just...
It won't give...
Then maybe...
Give it a rest.
So, let's look at Paul's computer.
These things are way beyond me.
I can't stand this B-mail account.
What's the problem now?
I'm getting all sorts of spam.
Just delete them, Paul.
We need to figure out
He seems pretty hard at
his
work.
password.
Doesn't it bother you that anybody with B...
Only if they have your password, Paul. Just don't tell anybody, and you'll be fine.
Either Paul likes to play or he wants people to think he does. What the heck is that thing? Probably one of those computer things Red's always playing with.
Hey, when are we going to get a real company email address?
What's wrong with the... It does the...
Alright.
Modern art job. I don't get it.
Hey, Charlie, is this wireless in...
Of course it's...
It
won't...
Then
Give it a rest.
Modern art.
Okay, same thing.
I can't stand this.
What's the... Just...
I know, you and the B-mail.
I don't float through things. Is that bad?
Doesn't it bother you that anybody...
I
with
feel like I'm
email
missing
phone-
something. There's
Only if
gotta
they
be
have
a
it,
way
just
to
don't
get
t-
his password.
These things.
Hey,
What's wrong? Okay.
hey, Charlie, is this...
Of course it's safe. It won't...
Then maybe...
Give it a rest.
Okay, maybe.
I can't stand it.
Alright,
What's
let's
the
head
job?
out. I'm at a loss for the moment. Let's see what else we can figure out. Yeah, I'm really not seeing anything here. Alright. Let's go home. In we go. Let's also take a look at this card in our inventory. The Meltzer Foundation. Paul Meltzer, Client Relations, paulm@bmail.com.
Paul has a B-mail address just like me.
Anything else about Meltzer? Nope. So we could log out and then attempt. Oh, maybe it's... I don't know if it's case sensitive or it's not working out. There should be Paul M.
The card can't be used like... The card...
Ah, I know. Okay. I meant to right click it. Alright, all caps. We'll try that. Alright, let's try it. So, log in. Did something wrong. What do you think, Joey?
What is it?
So... Come on. No, I want it. Why can't I select that?
Did you see the view from the Meltzer's office?
Yeah, pretty impressive. If you had a view like that, I might not mind hanging around while you sleep.
My view's not that bad.
Sweetheart, we're looking at the brickwork of the building next door.
Did you see the...
Yeah,
Okay,
my-
same conversation.
This Meltzer Foundation sounds too good to be true.
in my experience, things usually are.
What does Joe Gould have to do with Frank Lyons? Joe Gould died almost 30 years ago.
So what? I died over 70 years ago. Death isn't as final as it used to be. Remember that.
I'm reminded every day.
Well, especially now that we have the Countess to contend with.
The Minetta was kind of quaint.
Haven't you had enough to drink lately?
Be quiet. I know he's dead and all, but this is kind of cool. I've never met anyone famous before.
Just don't ask him for an autograph.
Did you really have to stare at Monique like that?
What's your problem? It's not like she can see me.
It's unprofessional, that's all.
You're just jealous.
See? It was a good thing we went to the gallery.
Hmm?
You didn't want to go, but we ended up getting a case.
Ended up getting... Don't look, things like...
Okay. He's not
That's all
willing
for
to help
now.
me plan
Sure.
my next move yet. Is there anything else about Frank Lyons to find here? I don't think so. Frank Lyons. No, we already had that.
You ready to go?
Yeah, let's blow...
Alright, there's gotta be... Alright, let's try talking to Joey here.
Hey, Joey?
Can I?
Still not an option, eh? That's weird.
That's all from...
Sure.
Alright, well then, I don't know what else to do here. Is there more to be gained at the Minetta? Hey! Well, look at that.
Claude?
Rosangela Blackwell, the writer. Come on over. Have a drink.
You remember me.
Who could forget someone who could down 3 glasses of claret in half an hour?
That's right, I'd forgotten. She said he was, prepping for the evening glug glug, so yeah, Minetta, hooray. Okay,
Bit early to be drinking.
Says the woman who had to be carried home the other night by an old Indian lady. My opening is tonight, and I intend to be well and truly plastered. It's the only way I'll be able to bear it.
okay.
I'd like to talk to you about your work.
I'd love to, but I'm not drunk enough.
I really like that painting of yours, The Dark Lady.
My paintings aren't meant to be liked.
Whatever.
They are meant to be understood. But nobody does. I feel like Joe Gould sometimes.
Huh? Okay, I do kind of want to ask him about that, but
I'd
first...
really like to know more about The Dark Lady.
I have a rule. I don't talk about my work unless I'm drunk enough.
How drunk is that?
I'm not sure, but I'm working on it.
We're gonna have to get him a drink or something.
You know about Joe Gould.
Sure I do. He was one of the city's last geniuses. Or maybe he was just nuts, I don't know. Maybe I'm just nuts too. Either way, he's famous now, thanks to Joseph Mitchell.
Did he just say Joseph Mitchell?
Oh, look, he's furious about that. Joey told me last night that Joseph Mitchell's writing killed people. According to Claude, he had something to do with making Joe Gould famous. I have to take issue with something that he just said here that kind of irritated me. Claude's all, he was one of the city's last geniuses, and he died 30 years ago. New York City, one of the biggest cities there is, and you're going to try and tell me that this guy 30 years ago is one of its last geniuses and there's been no geniuses since in 30 years in a city with huge amounts of people living? Come on. This guy's he's a bit obnoxious. My work isn't meant to be liked, it's meant to be understood. Whatever, Claude. So, Joseph Mitchell, eh?
Could you tell me more about Joseph Mitchell?
Another of the city's great geniuses. Gone. He could talk to you for 5 minutes and then write a biography that made you seem like the most fascinating person alive.
They wouldn't be alive for long.
But then he stopped writing. Nobody knows why, at least not for sure.
We know
He
why.
published a book about Joe Gould, and then poof, no more writing. He went to his office at the New Yorker every day for 30 years, but never wrote a single word.
So, did the Countess kill Joe Gould?
Could you tell me more about Joe Gould?
He was a genius, really. No matter what anybody else says, he paid attention to the world. Actually talked to people. And he wrote it all down. Every last word.
Why?
He was trying to find the connections that bring everyone and everything together, simply by observing and cataloging everything he saw. He called it the oral history. Nowadays, you'd call it blogging.
And that made him a genius?
Think about it. After Joseph Mitchell wrote Gould's biography, Mitchell never wrote again. No other subject could be as satisfying.
That's not how
Gould
it
was
all
that
played out.
interesting.
It was said that the city's unconscious was trying to speak through Joe Gould. Maybe it was true, maybe it wasn't. But to even attempt such a thing, I call that genius.
That's interesting.
Could you tell me more about Joe Gould?
This city won't see the likes of him again, I'll tell you that much.
Alright, that's sounding an awful lot like all he's got
Could
to
you
say
tell me
about
more
that,
about Joe
but...
Gould?
This city won't...
Okay.
Can you tell me anything about the Meltzer Foundation?
Those are the guys who are funding Josie's gallery?
Yep.
Yeah.
You'd have to talk to Josie about them. I just throw colors at a canvas.
Alright.
Could you tell me more about Joseph Mitchell?
What's to say? He wrote a book about Joe Gould and then stopped writing for the rest of his life.
Alright.
You come here often?
Enough. It's old-fashioned, you know.
Do you know Monique Stallman?
She was at the gallery the other night, yeah?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
She told me my work was awful. I liked her.
She insulted your work, but you liked her.
Sure, she was honest. She didn't pretend to be awed by it like all the other phonies do.
Phonies.
Do you know Monique Stallman?
She was at the gallery.
Okay,
She
same
told-
conversation. What about
Do you
this?
know anything about Frank Lyons, the actor?
He died a few months ago, didn't he?
Yeah.
Never saw his work. Don't go to the movies much.
What do you think of the Park Gallery?
It's alright, I guess. I don't know what Josie sees in my stuff. She doesn't understand it at all.
She likes it enough to risk her money on it.
Liking it isn't the same as understanding.
I know, you keep saying that.
Still, Josie's been good to me. How could I say no?
Alright, let's
Bye, Claude.
Yeah.
see if we can get him a drink.
Hi there. Got time for some more questions?
Sure, ask away.
Have you ever heard of a reporter named Joseph Mitchell?
No, sorry.
Can you tell me anything about the Meltzer Foundation?
No.
No, sorry.
Anything else you can tell me about Joe Gould?
I don't know much else, sorry. You should ask Mr. Erden there. He knows all about Gould.
I want to actually just buy a drink. I want to get this guy good and drunk so we can talk to him about the Dark Lady.
Are you sure you've never seen Frank Lyons come in here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm quite sure.
I think he's telling the truth.
Alright, we're not getting anything out of this guy.
He looks pleasant enough, even though it's practically empty in here.
Oh.
After the other night? No way.
Not for you.
I don't know much about brands. He looks like he's been drinking for a while. Hi, Claude.
Hey,
Let's try again.
I'd really like to know more about the...
I have a rule.
Nope.
How drunk is...
I'm not sure.
Okay, let's
Bye,
see what
Claude.
Joey can
Yeah.
figure out here. You're up.
Wow. If I still had a nose, I could smell the whiskey from here. He's so hammered he doesn't notice. He doesn't seem to notice. Tough customer. He looks capable enough. I wonder how...
Alright, that's nothing new.
There's nothing but empty tables.
Okay. We've looked at this before.
Apparently this guy is Joe Gould. Looks half crazed, whoever he is. Apparently looks half...
Alright, what do we want to do? We're coming up with connections here, but it's not enough yet, I don't think.
I don't think he'd want that.
I didn't really think he would either, but I figured it was worth a shot.
Hi, Claude.
Hey.
Eh.
Bye, Claude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright. Well, we learned some stuff at any rate. Let's... I think I'm going to go ahead and wind the episode down here. As always, please like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this. Come back, and next time... I'm not really sure where to go from here. Look, maybe we'll see, can we... Oh, we can't combine our clues this time. Yeah, we'll have to follow up on something. I'm going to have to sit and think about this for a bit. I'll meet you when I've got an idea of what to do next.